This is a look at the cars that nobody seems to want anymore. Today, we're looking at 10 cars sitting unsold and abandoned on dealer lots in 2025. You've probably seen them yourself. Rows of brand new vehicles gathering dust tires, slowly deflating paint, losing its showroom shine. It's a strange sight given all the hype and marketing behind new launches. So, what's going on here? Why are these models left behind while others fly off lots with huge markups? That's what we're diving into today. I'm not offering subjective opinions on which car is better or worse. Instead, we focus on facts and stats. We'll look at sales figures, market trends, production decisions, quirks and features, or the lack thereof. It's a story of shifting consumer tastes, fierce competition, and sometimes, just bad timing. You might be surprised by names on this list, including former favorites. Get ready for a deep dive into the automotive industry's forgotten children of 2025. We'll explore why these vehicles are struggling, what makes them undesirable to modern buyers, and what their future, or lack of one, looks like. A tour of the automotive graveyard. These cars aren't dead yet, just waiting. From sedans overshadowed by SUVs to models that failed to keep up with the times. Let's get started. And the first car on our list is a nameplate that has been around for decades, the Chevrolet Malibu. Now this might seem a little surprising, as the Malibu has been a staple of the mid-size sedan market for a very long time, but that's exactly the problem. The market itself has changed dramatically and the Malibu just hasn't been able to keep up. While everyone else is clamoring for SUVs and crossovers, the humble family sedan has been left in the dust, and the Malibu is a prime example of this trend. If you look at the sales numbers, it tells a pretty stark story. Just a few years ago, Chevy was selling well over 100,000 of these a year, but those numbers have fallen off a cliff. In 2024, sales dipped below 70,000 units for the first time in a very long time, and the trend is only continuing downwards in 2025. Dealers are reporting that these cars are sitting for months on end, sometimes requiring massive discounts just to move them off the lot. It's a tough scene for a car that was once a bestseller. So what's the deal? Well, beyond the market shifting to SUVs, the Malibu itself is getting a bit old. The current generation has been around since 2016, and while it's received some updates, it feels dated compared to newer rivals like the Honda Accord or Hyundai Sonata. The interior technology is a step behind, the powertrain options are uninspired, and frankly there's just not a lot of excitement there. It's a competent car, but in a world of exciting new EVs and rugged-looking crossovers, competent just doesn't cut it anymore. Next up is a vehicle from a completely different segment, but with a very similar story, the Nissan Titan. This is Nissan's attempt to compete in the ultra-competitive full-size pickup market in America. When I say competitive, I mean it. This segment is dominated by the Ford F-150, Chevy Silverado, Ram 1500. Breaking into that club is one of the hardest things for an automaker, and Nissan just couldn't do it. The Titan has been at the bottom of the sales charts for its entire existence. Ford and Chevy sell hundreds of thousands of trucks every year. Nissan struggled to even break 30,000 units annually. Demand was so low Nissan pulled the plug, discontinued after the 2024 model year. The models on lots in 2025 are the last of a dying breed. Coming in at number 3 is a car that was once the definition of cool, the Chrysler 300. When this car first came out in the mid-2000s, it was a massive hit. The original 2005 Chrysler 300, its bold, gangster-like styling available Hemi V8 engine made it an instant icon. It looked like a Bentley for a fraction of the price. People absolutely loved it. For a while, the Chrysler 300 was one of the most desirable cars on the road, a true American statement piece. But that was a long, long time ago. The Chrysler 300 you could buy in 2023, its final model year, final edition badge on a Chrysler 300, was fundamentally the same car from 2011, showing the 2011 model versus the 2023 model, which itself was just a heavy refresh of the original 2005 model. The design, while iconic, became incredibly long in the tooth. While other cars were getting redesigned every 5 to 7 years, the 300 just kept on going with minor tweaks. The market for large rear-wheel drive sedans has also shrunk to almost nothing. Our next car is one that on paper should have been a success. It's a small crossover, the hottest segment right now. And it's from Ford, one of the biggest brands in the world. I'm talking about the Ford EcoSport, originally designed for emerging markets. Brazil, India. Brought to the US in 2018 to fill a gap in Ford's lineup. Unfortunately, it showed. met with poor reviews from critics, and a lukewarm reception from buyers. It was smaller, less powerful, less refined than almost all competitors. The interior was filled with cheap-feeling plastics. The ride was bumpy. The side-hinged cargo door, it opened sideways like a regular car door instead of lifting up. That made it incredibly impractical for city parking. It felt like a budget car where buyers wanted premium features. Here's a car that many of you have probably been in, even if you've never owned one: the Dodge Journey. For years, this was the undisputed king of the rental car lot. If you flew into Orlando or Las Vegas and needed a cheap way to haul your family and luggage, chances are you were handed the keys to a Dodge Journey. It was a 3-row crossover at a 2-row price, and for rental companies, that value proposition was impossible to beat. The problem was, that's pretty much all it had going for it. The Journey was an ancient vehicle. It was first introduced way back in 2009 and saw almost no significant changes for its entire 11-year production run. By the end, it was running on an ancient platform,